do not want to go to Sunshine Coliseum. I want to go to Drew's studio. Me. Present day, Drew Studio. Well, what do we have here? Remember me? Of course I remember you. Jonas meets ex-attorney in bar, end quote. Can I ask what you're doing here? Mr. Martian was poisoned and his daughters... Oh yes, I know. Oh, how I know, yes. It's caused me no end of grief, to be honest. The journalist wishes he tracked down Case just a little quicker, end quote. Were you on trial this case the whole time? Zach Romari was a good friend. Zach said something of that fact back at the Basketball Club. What a character. What a man. If a little, no, a lot, no, extremely rough around the edges. Do you think I could ask a few questions? Oh, you're serious, man? I mean, I'm usually the interviewer, not the interviewee. You gotta ask questions no other way around, end quote. Fine, shoot, I don't care. People have been asking me all sorts of things lately. It was tragic what happened to Drew Martian and his daughter. Fortunately, it's a serious crime, and they paid the price. You know what really did them through, don't you? Yes, a forged diary page. The night I interviewed him, I found out something about Mr. Martian I hadn't known. What's that? You know, he always felt like he was being watched. Every day for 7 years. Buenos have ears, Peñeros have eyes, end quote. Being watched? You mean he felt guilty? No, I'm talking about feelings here. You know, I felt watched too. The whole time I've been in this case, no less. Journalist gets tingling sensation on back of neck, freaks out, end quote. Because you felt guilty? Why would I feel guilty? You felt like you were being watched, huh? I wonder what this all means. And that's Zach threw at the case, actually. You mean the shooting of Bentley Mari? No, before that. It's not widely known. You mean the accident during the quick draw shoot-in practice? My, you're well informed. You should have seen me back then. I dug up quite a scoop. I wanted it all, money, fame, woman, a little puppy, all for me. I was younger then, and my days and nights smelled of fresher mint than they do now. Val Gomari didn't mention one particularly nosy reporter. In fact, I was on close speaking terms with Magnific Gomari at the time. He knew his daughter too, of course, Talissa, was it? Really? Then Talissa disappeared quite suddenly at that. And Magnific wouldn't say a word about it. Yeah. My evil habit got better of me. Journalists catch a scent of scoop because I'm feeding frenzy, and look. I set up one-on-one interview with Talissa's husband, see? Zach Romari. Zach Romari. I hate this guy. So that exchange was in the era that took Romari in those days. Well, the whole screwy mentor controlling disciples scene started by then, I'm guessing. Talissa, she was part of it all, right? Come on, you can tell me, Jeez, why am I using wrong voices? Come on, you can tell me off the record. Sorry, I don't know. Anyway, I kept prying and eventually became friends with Zach. Sure, he punched me once or twice or 5 times, but over time he came to see me as his confidant. I guess we're gonna talk about the Paranora. Drew Martian felt like he was being watched. And you along with him. You sure it wasn't just nerves? Nerves? No, it's nothing so mundane. I stopped paying attention to my nerves a long time ago, but I felt it too. Journalists sure he's being watched, end quote. Don't you wonder why Zach Romari got rubbed out after 7 years? Right after having contact with me? He completely vanishes from the courtroom. Then for 7 years he talks to no one, not a soul. Then just as the remaining time was almost up, he contacts me in order to have this made. And then he dies? Starting to put the pieces together, are we? And you're being watched this whole time? Maybe it's just me. Maybe you are too. Me? He's been waiting this whole time. 7 years, eh? Waiting? For his big comeback, of course. His big revival of the Magnificent Miracle. Of course it was all a dream. because of this. The performance rights. In the absence of an official document, he was golden. Who's to say the old man didn't give his rights to both Zack and Valant? So Valant waited until Zack died, legally at least. And the time finally comes and Valant's like a kid on Christmas morning. Are you making fun of me? I hate you enough. He's getting ready for a show at Sunshine Coliseum, you know. Like, here's why I hate him. First, he's like, hey, you know, what's meeting? I'm your job. Or, I'm your job. What? Whatever. If that document sees legal light of day, it's gonna put a bit of a damper on the big show. He's the solid one, that Valant Gamari. Lost out to his partner at work, and in love too. Love? It's the same old story, really. Two disciples and their mentor's only daughter. Well, there's three sides and all of them. Mighty, I love the triangle. That's pretty classic. When you're in a performing troupe, that's your world. It's like family. One with an entire high school's worth of drama, intrigue, and backstabbing. And in the middle of it all of this, Thalissa has Trucy. And then she dies. I need to find out more about this Thalissa. No, I did not mean to hit end search. Stupid. Present the locket. Mr. Bruchel, do you know this person? Do you know that person? Of course. I was friends with Zack after all. He hit me a few times, 5 times actually. But still, I never forget his wife. Thalissa Gamari, Magnifique Gamari's only daughter. Do you think you could tell me more about her? Well, why the heck not? So, Thalissa married Zack and had Trucy, see? It was her second marriage, actually. You mean she was divorced? I hadn't heard this one before. Not quite. Her late husband was a performer too. He died in an accident on stage. Tragic, really. They had only been married 1 year. I didn't know. Oh, but she was a beauty. I still carry a portrait photo of her around, you know. I've known Trucy since she was little thing too. She got the better deal, really. She's got you for family, after all. What do you mean? There's intimacy, you know. Thalissa has another child besides Trucy, end quote. What? But Trucy said she was an only child. Oh, yes, this one the one she had with her previous husband. Her previous husband? Her first husband who died on stage? Yep. They had themselves a kid. Another orphan now. There's another who slipped through the cracks, no idea where they are now. Thalissa had another child? Do you think I could borrow that photo? Sure, I can be generous on an occasion, you know. Thalissa's portrait added to the court record. It won't need this locket anymore. Better return it to Trucy before I forget. People in events all get tangled together and get bigger and bigger, don't you think? I was too busy wondering about the bigger to listen to what you were saying. Sometimes you just gotta accept that you won't be able to untangle it all, I think. Maybe so, but still. I have to do what I can. And I have to tell what I find to those who come next. Next, you say? I'm not the only one who will close the curtain on this little play. Apparently, that's not my role anymore. Magnifique. I was just wondering what Magnifique would think about this. What do you mean? Haven't you seen it in Trucy? She's got his power. You mean how I can't fly to Trucy? It was the same with Magnifique. And with his daughter, Thalissa. It's a strange thing. You think it's some Gamari genie? Magnifique told me once, back when Zack married Thalissa, he said Zack had good eyes. But not good like Gamari's eyes, not that good. I wonder if Zack ever played a game of poker with his wife. Who knows what the Gamari secret was? Maybe nobody now that Zack's gone. Zack Gamari. plot had finally begun to reveal itself. It sprouted from a warp in the Grimari fabric and grew swellingly everything, wrapping itself around the Grimari's power. A power which passed from Magnific Grimari to Thalissa, to the next generation. And I would once again need to meet, the one who bridged it all together. And we finally got a check in the present day. Now, you're probably thinking, now we gotta go to Sunshine Coliseum. Actually, no, we gotta go back to the Borshka Bull Club. And you can probably guess what we're doing. The Grimari secret. I have to know more about this power of Trucy's. It's like she could see right into people's minds. The first time I saw her do it, it blew my mind. And after what you were doing, having your mind blown, you took her to play cards with you? Gotta use the resources at hand, I always say. Yet I find myself have no such power. But Trucy does. Why's that? Maybe Trucy's got her power from her mother, Thalissa Grimari. I will not speak of that. Thalissa is officially missing, correct? And I think I know why you don't want to talk about her. Present not the diary, the stage pistol. 3 of you were a team once. Not the entire country doesn't already know this. At your peak, you were the biggest star around. Yet there's another story behind this fame. One that not many know. Thalissa lost her life during a rehearsal to you and Valiant Grimari's bullets. It was an accident. It wasn't me. How could I shoot my dear Thalissa? I'm sure Valiant would say the same thing. Why, it's just another murder, I might mention. Damn you. Her eyes, I left Thalissa's eyes. To think they could read my mind was frightening. Yet there was a warmth in them that I felt, like an embrace. She is dead and Magnific Grimari has joined her. So the only one with her power left now is Trucy? Mr. Zack. I do not know. Ah, jeez. I don't need any power to see through that one, buddy. There's someone else, someone other than Trucy, someone who inherited Thalissa's power. Ha! Ha! How would I know? My chances are slim. It would take a miracle to learn the truth. Or maybe one has already occurred. There is someone else with the power, and I know who. Present Apollo. This boy. His name is... I forget. Something weird. Who could he be? An attorney. Attorney? I noticed him when I went to visit a friend's law offices. So what are we to make of this? Oh, great ex-attorney. You can show me pictures of strange boys all you like. But you could at least say something like, I'm this boy, I could use a laugh. Perhaps you wouldn't laugh if you knew the facts. This might not be 100% proof, but it's close. There's a link between this boy and Thalissa. Actually, it's more like a ring. A ring? Perhaps this will refresh your memory. I just happen to have evidence showing this missing link. Present Thalissa's portrait. Actually, I know something. Your marriage to Thalissa was her second. How did you know this? Her first husband, he died a year after they were married, yes? Jeez. He was a performer. They just met when he joined us, Grimoires, as a guest in our show. After Thalissa wed him, she left the troupe for a while. And you say she had a child then? I have a photograph of her here. I couldn't help notice what she was wearing when I first saw this. Those bracelets stand out. They are a Grimoire family heirloom. This boy wears a bracelet just like the ones in the picture. What? So, that's why. Why what, Mr. Zack? I took this photograph of Thalissa before she left us. When she returned, she wore only one bracelet. I bet I know where the other one went. She gave it to this boy. Her son. This strange power, I myself do not know from where it comes. Yet the fact is that it passed down the Grimoire line. It runs in their veins. What is it? I asked her, Thalissa, once. This is what she told me. Her power responds to tension in others. Tension? If she were to face a person and they become tense even slightly, then she would know, no matter how hard they tried to hide it from her. So she could see it? Not quite. This is the strangest part of it all. She wouldn't realize that she was subconsciously detecting this tension without the use of a particular object, or in her case, objects. Objects? Wait, were they something she wore? Yes, her bracelets. I admit the first time I saw one of those, I felt there was a bit more to it than just fashion. But what kind of power could a bracelet have? I have made a decision. I will tell you all I know. Consider it a gift. Okay, so let's talk about Trucy and Apollo. Well, I hardly need you to tell me at this point, but those two are brother and sister, yes. And the brother, too, has this power of theirs. So Trucy has an older brother. I wonder what will come of that. Mr. Right. Tonight, after our game is done, I will return to our life of hiding. I would not see her live her life without knowing. I understand. I'll tell the two of them when the time is right. I am in your debt once again. No kidding. What I want to know is how all this got to be so messed up. Those bracelets are made of a special alloy. It is said to expand and shrink very slightly in response to body warmth. So their temperature sensitivity or something? Yes. This is how they can shrink to the exact size of their wearer's wrist. And this has something to do with the power? What have I told you? The Grimoire power reacts to tension in others. When a Grimoire senses tension, they too become tense. And this tension translates into a minute contractions of many muscles. So a minute they cannot sense it in their own. Their muscles? Oh, so that's what the bracelets are for. With a bracelet on, one can sense the contradictions. Because the bracelet is always a perfect fit. So when the person they're watching gets tense, the bracelet feels tighter on their wrists. Precisely. But that alone doesn't really count as mind reading. I believe I understand the process works from there. It's a simple question of eyesight. Eyesight? I guess that sounds simple enough. Have you ever heard of kinetic vision? Something about the ability to see moving objects with full clarity, right? I've heard of it before. They say athletes can see a moving ball like it was stopped if they focus. Oh, but that's not confined to